Oh, man. Where am I?
Whoa, hey there, friend.
Who are you? Where am I? What is happening here?
Who am I? How rude. I'm Get Mads. I like beanies. You've never heard of me before?
No, I can't say that I have.
Oh, that's fine. What's your name?
It's Ryan, or Ryguy.
Well then, Ryan, you know what to do. Sounds like you gotta slap that like button, hit notifications, and make sure you subscribe to the Ryguyrocky channel.
Dude, are you serious? Come on. That has gotta be the worst channel plug I've ever heard from anyone. It sounds as if it belongs in a YouTube video.
Ryan, get back in character. Everyone's gonna think this is a bit strange.
What the gravy is going on? How do I get out of this place?
By finishing the video?
Oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Well, that sounds easy enough. So what's in today's video? An animated episode or something? This is gonna be a fun video. So it all started where I was born, Boston, Massachusetts. When I was only 2 years old, I got a fairly rare sickness called meningitis that almost killed me. I then got it again 3 months later somehow. But it turns out you're only supposed to get it once, so that was fun. I had a pretty average childhood. I didn't really have anything crazy, special, or interesting that happened while I was a young kid. The first game I ever played was on my dad's laptop called RuneScape. I still play it to this day. Then, a few years later, I finally got my first video game system, the Nintendo GameCube. The games I got were Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and Cell Damage. This is what kicked off my love for gaming, but having strict parents about gaming kinda made it hard to always play games. I was only allowed to play on weekends and strictly had to stick to Nintendo games. When I was in 2nd grade of elementary school, we moved away from where I was living. We stayed in the same area, so my school didn't change, but all my friends from my street that I lived with were basically gone. Luckily, I had a Game Boy at this point, so that pretty much cured the boredom. By now, I realized early on that I was not the sporty type of person, and I was definitely that nerdy guy. So I surrounded myself with friends who were just like me. But as I got older, the rules in my house had changed for gaming, so I was able to get myself an Xbox and try some of the other popular titles like Call of Duty and Halo. It was around this time I got a laptop, and I actually started to dabble in making RuneScape videos. Later, this would switch to Minecraft after watching CNanner's Minecraft videos. Gaming at this point had become a big part of my life, and I could easily say I was the biggest gamer in my entire family. By the time I was in high school, my life was fairly normal still. I got average grades, had an average amount of friends, and everything was just average. The only thing that was wrong was my mom and I started to fight a lot. She doesn't understand technology, so the idea of me wanting to make videos, have online friends, etc., that didn't really work with her. It would cause us to fight a lot up until I left for college. There were days where I felt like she didn't even care about me anymore. Obviously, this wasn't true, as I would learn later in life, but at the time, it's just how I felt. By junior year of high school, however, people started finding out about my YouTube channel. It wasn't very big back then, and it kind of became a joke among a lot of the students, with even some teachers getting involved in the joke. I don't blame people for the joke. I never really told people it bothered me, so I guess there was really no way they could have known, but it did, because no one actually understood my passion for making videos. I never let this stop me, however. I had one goal in mind, and I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I went to college a year later and started going to school for business finance. Instead of people making fun of me for my channel, I'm sure any of you guys watching this who do YouTube have had similar experiences. But these guys accepted it and were really cool about the whole thing. I'm still friends with these people today because they made my short time at college really awesome. After a year and a half of college, I left to pursue YouTube. YouTube had started to pop off lately for me, so I wanted to take a risk because it was my dream to be a full-time YouTuber, and I'd been dreaming about it for years. I had a conversation with my parents about this change to pursue my dream. It was awkward, but my dad did see it coming and understood my choice. My mom, on the other hand, not so much. She wanted me to at least go back to school at some point. I think she still does, but meh. After leaving college, my channel kind of blew up to a degree it's never been at since. I went from 1 or 2 million views per month to 24 million. This is kind of what made me realize I'd done it. I'd become a YouTuber. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. Being able to accomplish a dream like that, it's the best feeling ever. Things would continue to get better when a longtime YouTuber that I watched, Aviator Gaming, wanted to talk to me. We started talking with several others and formed a team called the Proper Idiots. It's still crazy to think that I work with the people I used to watch. As a team, we wanted to obviously get to know each other better first, so we all attended a convention in Galveston, Texas. This convention was amazing. I got to meet the people on the team and had one of the best weekends of my life. This is where things kinda get dark and serious, because after such an amazing weekend, my amazing life would start to crumble before my eyes. A relative of mine made an attempt on their own life while I was at the convention. I came home that night to find no one was at the house. No notes, no nothing. I was confused, but didn't really think much of it. I knew something seemed off, but I was so tired when I got home, I kinda just ended up falling asleep. I woke up the next morning to a text from my dad saying, "Call me." I called him as soon as I could, and he told me that one of our relatives made an attempt on their life. I felt awful at the idea of this. I tried to put on a hard outer shell, but it still affected me pretty bad. I had no idea who I could tell or who I could talk to about this. However, I knew if I didn't tell anyone, I wasn't gonna get over this one really easily. I ended up telling one of my best friends, Luke. Just by talking to Luke helped a lot. It was nice to have someone who was there for me, even in the darkest of times. Trust me, if any of you are in similar situations or relate to this, please talk to someone. It honestly helped a lot. 2 brains are better than 1. Linked below are some places where you can find help for yourself or others if you ever encounter anything like this. This is a very serious topic, and you never know when you may need to help someone you care about or seek help yourself. After that situation, I spent my time solely focusing on my job, YouTube. My life after that revolved just around working and getting videos out. I found happiness in making content, so that's what my life became. At some point during this time, I decided I was going to move to Texas with the rest of the Proper Productions team. So I packed all of my stuff into my 2014 Toyota Yaris, and my older brother and I drove across the country from my home state of Massachusetts all the way down to Texas. And I'm still here to this day, and it honestly is one of the best decisions of my life. Being out in Texas, I've met people who mean the world to me and truly are my friends. We share the same passions, have the same goals, and really enjoy hanging out with each other. It's not every day you get to work with your best friends. My life as a whole from this point is pretty well known. Live shows, tons of conventions, tons of public meetups, and just living the YouTube lifestyle. It's been one of the best times of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.